the garden and all that planting, a nice cup of tea, and now I'm going to show you how to make these beautiful scones that are literally 4 ingredients. They are easy, easy peasy. And the reason why I like these scones as opposed to the normal recipe scones is because there's no rubbing involved. And not only that, I find the other scones are delicious, of course, but you cannot use them the next day. They are like rocks the next day, no matter what you store them in. And even if you heat them up, they're still not as nice. These are more of a dough, bread-like scone, and actually they're really yummy the next morning if you have them with just butter and jam on for breakfast. And they will last for 3 days in an airtight container. No problem at all. And like I said, they're super easy to make and you will have no trouble with them at all. So what we have ingredients-wise is we have 450 grams of self-raising flour which has been sieved. We also have 250 milliliters of double cream, 250 milliliters of 7-Up, or any lemonade of your choice. I've chosen 7-Up. Not the diet 7-Up, the sugar-free 7-Up, because you need the sugar, so it's the normal 7-Up. And then I have just put literally a handful and a half of sultanas in a bowl. So that's it. And an egg and a little bit of milk for egg washing the top of the scones to give them a nice golden color when they're in the oven. So your 4 ingredients, your flour, your sultanas, your cream, and your 7-Up. So we're going to start. We've already sieved our flour into the bowl. And now we're going to add just a knife. We're going to add our 7-Up. And we're literally just going to make a well in the center and we're going to add the 7-Up in there. You can see it's starting to foam up and that's the acid in the 7-Up acting with the flour. Now I'm assuming, and don't quote me on this because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm assuming the cream acts in the same way as the butter because obviously butter is what's left after we whip cream to a certain point. So rather than having to take the butter back to the consistency of fine breadcrumbs, the cream is already in that state before it was made into butter. But enough science, I don't want to bore you. And you're literally mixing this, you're just bringing it together. There is no kneading or heavy rolling or anything like that involved. You literally just want to bring all of those ingredients together in the bowl. It may look a little bit dry to start with, but I promise you it won't. And if you really do feel it is a little bit dry, add a tiny drop of milk. But be careful because if you make the mixture too wet, they will fall over in the oven. They won't keep their shape. Now into that, all I'm going to do is I'm going to add the sultanas. And if you don't like sultanas, you can leave them out. If you want cheese scones, you fancy cheese, you can grate some cheddar cheese or any kind of cheese, and you can add that in at this stage. Cheese scones I often make, they're very nice as well, especially if you're having like a bowl of vegetable soup. It's lovely to have a nice cheese scone to accompany it. Or a cheese scone for a ploughman's is very nice. So now I've brought that together. I'm literally going to take it out of the bowl. I've come in from the garden, so I have the apron on and the hands have been washed, so you don't need to worry. And just turn that out onto your board, like so. And a very, very light bringing it together is all you want. Not too much pressure, not too much knocking out of the air, because I think the 7-Up has created the air. Now once we form it into our bowl, I'm not even going to use a rolling pin for this, I'm just going to use my hands. So once we've rolled it out into our bowl, we're going to flatten it out with our hands, keep the shape in a nice circle. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of flour into this bowl, and that's purely just to dip our cutter, our scone cutter in there. And just dredge your scone cutter with the flour. Very important, when you're cutting your scones, you do not push down and twist. You literally push down and pull back up. That's what you want from your scone. Yeah? So there's no twisting involved. Because if you twist, what you're doing is you're stealing all the edges of the scone, and when it's trying to rise, you're stopping it from rising. So literally just pop your cutter down and lift, and pop your scone out from underneath. Now, got 11 and we've got a baby one for this baby down here who's sleeping away but knows they're coming, because we had a talk earlier about all the barking that was going on whilst filming, so we're going to make him a little treat because he's promised to behave. So that's Scooter's little scone. Now what we're going to do is we're literally going to egg wash the top. So our beaten egg with a little bit of milk and just over the top of the surface. Again, don't brush down the sides of the scone because the egg will actually stop the scones from rising also. And I've just got a plain baking tray with a sheet of greaseproof paper, and that's purely to stop them from sticking to the tray. But if you have a non-stick tray, you can just lightly flour it, and that will work also if you don't have any baking paper or greaseproof paper. Now, folks, how easy was that? Literally less than 5 minutes to make 11 delicious scones. Well, 12, one small one for Scooter. We'll put a little bit of egg wash on Scooter's as well, it'll do him no harm. Now they're ready, you can do what you like. You can sprinkle a little bit of sugar on the top. You can do whatever. If you've made cheese scones, you can always put a little bit of grated cheese on top, or Parmesan cheese, or anything like that. But for now, we're going to leave them just as they are, plain and simple. And now I'm going to pop them into the aga for about 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes. We'll keep an eye on them. Okay, you guys, so the 10-minute timer went off and I checked the scones, but I didn't feel they were ready. They weren't golden enough on top, so I decided to leave them in for another 7 minutes. So all in all, 17 minutes they have been in the oven. So they look lovely now, so I'm just going to take them out. Just be careful because the tray is very hot. And we will just pop them down on there. And then we need to take them off and we need to put them onto a cooling rack so that they cool with the air circulating underneath as well. If you leave them on the tray, they'll steam and then they'll have soggy bottoms, and you don't want a soggy bottom scone. They look absolutely delicious, and they're a lovely colour underneath as well, so you can see. So there we are, and that's the one Scooter's been waiting for.